Hey viewers, welcome to VL Astrology once again. I'm Vanita Lenka. I'm a Vedic astrologer, and that's the reason Mercury is going to be transiting back to Gemini sign. So what is it going to be like for all the 12 ascendants or the moon signs? Quickly, I'll be taking up this reading. And this is a very important transit because Mercury has been back and forth in Taurus Gemini sign. On the 26th of May till the June 3rd, this Mercury was in Gemini and went retrograde on 30th of May, as we all know, until the June 3rd, it was in the sign of Gemini in retrogradation for a few days, maybe 3-4 days, and then went retrograde in Taurus. So when a planet is going back to the previous sign, it is called demotion. And demotion means that there is something missing about the planet. The planet is not able to give the results the way it is supposed to. It's like, you are promoted to another grade and then you have to come back to the previous grade. So it's like a very, demoted kind of a scenario for the planet. So here, this Mercury is going to be in Gemini sign again from the 7th till the 25th of July, and is going to be obviously in Cancer sign after this, and that's going to be from 25th July till the 9th of August. So the separate video for that, of course. So here, what is happening? There will be a lot of gossips. There will be a lot of mudslinging, some communication problems that we can be hearing. Neighboring countries, with the neighboring countries, we can have problems. We too can anticipate some backbiting about from our own neighbors, from our co-workers. So all that we have to be prepared for. And the news, definitely, that can also cause a lot of havoc, because we are not getting the correct information. So this happens when Mercury is in Gemini sign. There are positives also attached to this. I will come to that as well. But do not at any cost go by hearsay. What you have not seen, just don't go by it. There can be some truth. There can be some falsehood attached to that news. So just be cautious and make your own choices before taking a call. See, Mercury in the earth sign of Taurus means that you have been very practical. You are result oriented. But in Gemini sign, you are more focused on the communication, the thought process. You don't have that practical approach to solving problems, or you're not more focused practically. You're more on, this is the Aries sign after all. So you're more on the theoretical side. You're a very curious, childlike person. So this will bring about the real you. You are a childlike, and you will definitely get some help from your subordinates and your surrounding areas as well. So the people involved into that. So this brings about intellectual stimulation. This brings about the thinker in you. You're very communicative, and Mercury is definitely in its own zone. So we cannot write it off that this is just because Mercury has already touched this zone and has gone back to the sign of Taurus, and now it's coming back to the Gemini sign. So this is a good big news. We must also understand this Gemini was, Mercury was in the signs of Taurus and Gemini back and forth when there were eclipses. In May 26th, there was an eclipse, and there was on the 9th or 10th, I think, there was another eclipse in June. So Mercury was actively participating in that eclipse. So this Mercury is actually a little blemished Mercury, because whenever a planet comes in that zone where the eclipse takes place, so it becomes part of that particular negative event. Eclipses are considered to be negative omens, and they are considered to be negative events because the luminaries get grasped, and there are negatives attached to the sky also. So whenever these kind of configurations happen, so there are good and bad events which are attached. There are problems already, we are facing with the neighboring countries, and we are having all across the globe. Maybe, the Western countries will dominate the Eastern zones, Eastern countries, and there will be some complications for that as well. But yes, you are going to be on the mundane level, getting a boost in economy, and you're going to be feeling little better as far as the financials are concerned. So be more cautious in following the news. Be more careful in what you communicate to people, and be more careful about your health and status as well, because Mercury owns in the natural zodiac Virgo sign as well. So now coming to the sign wise predictions, I will be taking up Aries first. So for Aries natives, this Mercury is the lord of your third and your sixth. So this definitely is a positive transit for you. Mercury's transit through the third house is considered to be positive, and is going to be giving you some practical approach to your communication. For sure, for Aries natives, Mercury is going to be bringing about that. But you have to be a little extra watchful about your communication with the neighbors and your siblings also, because Mercury is not a positive graha for this. Mercury and Mars don't get along well. For investments, it's a good time. For initiation of any kind of litigation, it's a good start. Because when we have to fight, we have to see how the enemy is and how you are, what is your condition. So when Mercury is in good dignity, so definitely you're going to be winning the case. So use your words wisely, be kind, and do not at any cost go by the hearsay. That's the title that I have given, because people are going to get trapped by the false news. There is Rahu in the second house. Any which ways, there can be some confusion also. Surely good for making any decisions regarding your book. If you have to initiate any writing, anything which is going to enhance your skills, definitely good time for that. Travels also on cards. For Taurus rising, this Mercury is the lord of your second and fifth, and it's transiting your second house. So embrace everything in a positive stride. Definitely it is not the time to let your own people down. This is the time you should be speaking from your heart, and you will be able to spread love across as well, because it's also the lord of the fifth after all. So some communication you're going to be striking. You're going to be maybe vocal about your love and romance, whatever your feelings are, you're going to be conveying to your partner. You're going to be proposing that person as well. So good time for you, and you are going to be elevating as far as your financials are concerned, because Mercury is transiting your second house. Second house is financials. Growth is expected. Also, Mercury is the lord of the fifth, so speculative income you can make in stocks, shares. You can invest, and you'll make good amount of money. And you should have a check on your thoughts and your speech also. Keep a constant check on that. All right. Coming to the next sign, that is Gemini. So for Gemini natives, this is going to be over your first house, positive for you. Any which ways, you will actually be speaking your mind. You will have a good companionship. You will meet people. You will initiate some new startups if you have to start up. So you should be taking it up, because this is a positive transit, of course. And fourth lord is also in the first house. So you're getting that opportunity. You're motivated to do things. Thought process is positive, so utilize it. And this is also going to be bringing about some change of residence also. Maybe you're planning already, and you're going to be actually doing that as well. Mercury is going to be conjunct Sun till the 16th, 17th. So no combustion. So that's positive again. So you are going to be illuminated. You're going to be illuminating yourself, as a person. You're going to be enhancing your skills, enhancing your knowledge, your verbal skills you're going to be enhancing as well. So positive for you. Connectivity with people, overseas people, is also quite likely, and good for education also. Mercury is education also, so very good for a start education if you want to initiate anything. Coming to the next sign, that is Cancer. So these are live sessions, and I hope you all are able to get the readings correctly. So for Cancer risings, Mercury is going to be transiting your 12th house, being the lord of the 12th and the lord of the third. And there is a strong probability that your siblings are going to be traveling overseas, or maybe there are some connectivity with the foreigners even more. Some secrets of others are totally safe with you. So maybe you are going to be loyal and your people are going to confide something very important with you. So there can be some your thought process which is going to be shared with you, what the feelings about others, whatever they're going through. So they'll be sharing all that open heartedly. Investments is a big no because it's after all the 12th house transit. So you will invest, but you might incur losses. So be careful with your communication also, in case you're thinking of already planning your travels. So this might bring about some positive news for you, good news for you also. Coming to the next sign, that is, one second. Coming to Leo sign. So for Leo natives, this transit of Mercury is happening in your 11th house. So being the Lord of the 11th and the 2nd, this definitely is going to be bringing about some financial growth. You are going to be investing, you're going to be making money, good chunk of money you're going to be getting. And in case you're planning from a long time, a promotion or anything which is related to your workplace, you have been having that stagnancy because Rahu Mercury combination was giving you that confusion also. But now is the time when you will be getting that clarity and growth also. So definitely you're going to be giving time, energy, thoughts to the humanitarian and charitable endeavors, or to your friends also. You're getting that innovation zone, you're getting into that. So advocating for people will come naturally to you, and definitely love for everybody, because it's looking at your 5th house. So some new alliance, some new relationship on card as well. Good time for travel also, in case you're planning to. So things might open up and you might just travel, take a holiday also. Okay. Coming to the next sign, Virgo. So for Virgo natives, this transit is happening in your 10th house. 10th house being the Lord of the 10th and the Lagna. So this is the Ascendant Lord. So definitely this is going to be bringing about your professional dreams come true. You might be taking your profession to your to bigger heights. You'll be crossing those limits as in for the career limits, new limits. You'll be setting new goals. So this is definitely a positive one, because Mercury being the in the Kendra, this is definitely going to be giving you professional success. Also financially, you're going to be doing well, and some elevation on cards, and you definitely are planning the visions, the future, and the nature is going to support you as well. So enjoy this and be practical in your approach. Okay, don't get carried away in your emotions. Coming to the next sign, that is Libra. So for Libra natives, this transit happens in your 9th house. See, being a favorable planet, this transit of Mercury in the 9th house, being the Lord of the 12th, is positive for you for travels, for overseas clientele, for connectivity with people abroad. And this also brings about enhancement in your education, growth, skills. Maybe you're going to be learning something new, some new subject you're going to be taking. You're going to be enhancing your intellect, the intellectual you. You're wanting to explore new subjects, new philosophies. You're going to be becoming more smart because it's the air sign after all. So you're going to be having that open-mindedness as well. So explore and explore your new subjects or the philosophies, and you will be evolving, and the intellectual you will be growing during this time. So good for the foreign alliances, in case you want to initiate any kind of startup or with the overseas people. So you will be able to do that as well. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Scorpio. For Scorpio natives, this is an 8th house transit. See, as it is, Mercury is not a positive. It's an Akara Graha. Akara Graha means it's not a benefic planet for this rising. But at the same time, in the 8th house, it's going to be in its own zone. So this brings about the transformational energies towards the approach of making money, to learn new things, because this is a deep sign, maybe into occult sciences. If you are taking up all those research work, then you're going to be successful. But this brings about some kind of conflicts also with others. So be more careful while communicating. Some new or maybe some secrets might get revealed in the limelight, you might be shown. So you have to be extra careful. Let your intuition guide you towards understanding situation and relationships. Your spouse maybe can be of some help. So take his advice, take his help or her help. So that will help you actually. All right. Being the Lord of the 11th, definitely speculative income on card. So you can go in for major investments if you want to during this time. For Sagittarius natives, this transit happens in your 7th house, being the Lord of the 10th. So this is definitely positive. You might just be going in for some new startup, education, some enhancement of skills, some argumentative view might be there as well. But definitely in the air sign of Gemini, you are going to be thinking something and saying something. People might take you otherwise. So be careful about that. You can have some intense and direct talk. So that might not be hurting others as well. So be watchful. At the place of work, you need to approach with calmness. Everything that you have to plan and do, you have to be very calm in that approach. In your relationship, you can be very upfront, but positive for you because you're going to be having a lot of clarity as well. You're going to clarify and you're going to get that clarity from the other person as well. Coming to the next sign, that is Capricorn. For Capricorn natives, this Mercury transits your 6th house and being the Lord of the 9th, going to the 6th. So some loans on cards, you're going to be investing. You're going to be maybe investing that money somewhere overseas, could be, or maybe you're going to be spending some money on your enhancing your skills. Okay, taking the loan and working on yourself. That's positive. Some tensions with the co-workers may be exposed now, making you wonder who you should be trusting. That is something which is quite likely. Share the novel professional visions that you have for the team, and maybe you just are vocalized and you just get the results in your way. Your way. It's positive for you. So just don't hide anything, just be straightforward. Only then you will be able to clarify things. Positive for you. Definitely a good transit. At least from the 7th to the 25th, you're going to be feeling better with the co-workers also. Clarity is there. So for Aquarius natives, this transit happens over your 5th house and being the Lord of the 8th in the 5th. So you are thinking of letting the special someone of your life, maybe on the intimate level, you're going to be proposing that person, and it's not going to be very emotional because it's after all a highly, detached kind of a sign, I would say. So you are having more a fun kind of a relationship. You're going to be having that kind of a feeling about the other person where you are not serious about, because it's the 8th house transit, so intimacy is involved. So the sentiments, you can be hurting others' sentiments, so be careful about that. At the same time, you don't know, you're ignorant. Mercury in Gemini is like a child, childlike energy. So you yourself don't know what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're conveying, but the other person might get hurt. So be careful about that, because I have seen mercurial traits are very impulsive. They are very impulsive and they're very straightforward, clear hearted, I would say. So they are misinterpreted because of that, misunderstood because of that. Coming to the last sign, that is Pisces. So for Pisces natives, being the 7th lord and the 4th lord in the 4th house, so this will be actually augmenting your plans for the future at the moment, but you're open to hearing the ideas that others are suggesting to you. So you should be actually listening to the others and take the advice to your heart, and you might be using this to enhance yourself. So this is something which is very positive for you. And in case you feel that people are not able to understand you, it's because Mercury is in the Kendra, and the Kendra Adhipati dosh also happens when a planet is transiting. But this is a Pancha Mahaburusha yoga, so definitely a positive one, and this is going to give you that inclination towards getting that connectivity with people also. With your own people. So be communicative, but don't be too upfront, because you don't realize what you can be doing to others. Be watchful, but yes, it is a good time to convey your mind. Definitely. So thank you so much for watching this video, and stay calm, stay cool. Don't go by the hearsay, because people will say something, you will hear something, you will think something, and then there will be a distortion of all the facts. So the news, especially during this time, I've seen, because it was in retrogression in Gemini, and then went to Taurus, and then went back to it's coming back to Gemini. So it's like back and forth when a planet is. So this brings about a lot of confusion also in your thought process, as well as with the people you are connected to. Be extra careful during this Mercury Gemini transit. You will always have two thoughts. Okay, so that confusion will always be there. So be watchful. Okay. Thank you so much for being here, and to the ones who are live watching me live here. Thank you so much. Om Tat Sat.